athletes and staff on the campus of UIC learned 2 of their sports teams will be eliminated after this season. The gymnastics programs are scheduled to end in April.
See, athletes are telling us the school is not interested in funding plans on a year-by-year basis. In other words, in the short term. Instead, athletes are asked to come up with the cash for the long-term success. And tonight we are finding out that that is a lot.
Athletic administration has given us a number to raise in order to fully endow both men's and women's programs with full scholarships, and that number is $25.2 million.
You know, what is your message to any AD out there about the importance of college men's gymnastics?
One of the oldest sports there is. It has the greatest camaraderie I've ever seen out of any sport. No other team gets to hang out with another team from another university like college gymnastics does. There's no animosity really. It's just all respect. It's all respect, always.
Obviously, you guys heard about UIC, and they unfortunately are planning to drop their program after this year. What went through your mind when that news came out?
Yeah, you know, it made the whole situation really real. Yeah. Because every program, there's only 18 remaining like programs, 16, D1 programs. Yeah. So you always think about men's gymnastics isn't that big of a sport, and then to hear the news about a team and a close team to us. Being dropped, and it's this could be us soon. And it's just one of those things where we have this community built, and I think it's just really important for us to band together and try to flip the decision. It's a hashtag, but it's true. I mean, it can happen to any of us, and it's unfortunate.
See, this is going to be their last year as a team.
It is so unfortunate. It really pains me to see that because we're all brothers in this sport. It's such a close-knit family. It's like a death in the family, So we're hoping for the best and doing everything we can to support them.
I mean, it sucks. I hate to see it. I know a couple of those guys, and just being around them in competitions, they're super enthusiastic about the sport, super passionate. They're some of the most dedicated people there in the sport, and to see their program get dropped is just, it stinks, and we're all working hard to get that reversed.
Once one goes, it's just going to keep being a domino effect. So hopefully we do enough to save UIC's team, because got to stick together in this. I know that it's a competition, but we're all like one family.
How did you deal with that when that happened to you, when that hit,
Yeah, I just got, chills, the wrong kind, right now with you asking me that question, because it was horrific, I don't know what more they expected from a program. I would say that we had done enough to warrant, a program at UCLA. They dropped UCLA swimming at the same time that had, you know, a multitude of national champions and Olympic champions forever. So it's, yeah, it was a really rough time for me personally.
To look at the history that's kind of being sort of folded up, and you know, we're fighting. We're going to fight this thing, and it's hard to know what the result's going to be. Yep. But the gymnastics community, you know, when they get pushed up against the wall, they have a tendency to push back. So there's a lot of great letters and emails and posts going out to the people that made these decisions.
Like UIC was one of the ones that I was looking at the very beginning, and like just to hear that more and more programs are being cut, especially when we already only have a little amount, it's frustrating to hear that it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's harder to like keep NCAA gymnastics alive, especially when it's so helpful for American gymnastics. Like the whole world team is from NCAA, and most of the Canadian national team is from NCAA as well, and those are the best guys for each country, you know. So to hear that one of the programs is being cut that makes the gymnasts the best in the country, it sucks to hear.
You know, there are so few opportunities now for, you know, a ton of kids that are doing gymnastics, you know, from a very early age all the way up through high school, and there are very few places for them to go, and UIC was another place that, you know, historically has always provided opportunity for these kids, so I was devastated.
The thing we're really not looking to have is a snowball effect where we see UIC drop, and then all of a sudden people see NCAA gymnastics as something that's able to drop, but it's really not. It's something that's so special that every single gymnast deserves to have the opportunity to be a part of, and so we're going to do everything we can to have UIC gymnastics right back up there next year.
What made you decide to come to the UIC?
UIC, I mean, I've been a Chicago native for basically my whole life.
All right.
Chicago suburbs mostly, but
yeah.
I mean, being at UIC honestly has like still felt like home. I'm still at home basically, and I feel pretty great about it.
This is a really surreal moment, especially being in Chicago. Just being back home, it's made everything a lot more special. Just to perform in front of the home crowd, that's going to be a really awesome opportunity that I'm looking forward to. We've sent so many gymnasts to the NCAA programs. I mean, Chicago is really, a lot of people say, the birthplace of American gymnastics.
First thing that makes this championships real exciting is this crowd. This crowd was amazing, and this was just prelims. Yeah. So I cannot wait for tomorrow.
I was just talking to Craig Hernandez, your assistant coach, and he told me a pretty crazy story that you guys were the actual ones setting up the podium at NCAA's this past year. I was unaware of that. I thought you guys had a crew, but no, it was actually the athletes that set it up. So explain to me how that came about.
So at the beginning of the year, we'd heard, we're getting the podium. I think AAI was going to send the crew that set it up, and then some funding, budget issues that fell through, and basically through Charlie pulling a ton of strings, making a ton of contact. It was absolutely incredible. I think it was maybe a week, maybe 10 days before NCAA's. They're like, hey, we got podium, but we just have the podium.
Oh, man.
And so we went in there, I think it was like a Tuesday afternoon, and Charlie's like, yeah, this is our workout today. And so we had to have it done that night for podium training the next day.
In one day?
Yeah, we did it all. And as soon as the meet was over, we stayed and broke it down. So that meet finished up around, I think it was like almost 11, 10 at night. And we were there till probably like 1:30 in the morning breaking down that podium, which it was hilarious. It was just a funny bonding experience. We just put on music and just came together as a team and did that.
What is it like to compete for such a university like this?
To be completely honest, I absolutely love it. You know, coming from a small town in Tennessee, I mean, I think making it as a D1 gymnast in the first place
is already a huge accomplishment because there's just so little programs. So being a part of, the gymnastics community is already just amazing. But, competing for university, being able to compete for something bigger than yourself, it's just, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter where you are. I can compete for any university, and I think I feel the same. It's just, this place is home, and it's become home, and that's not because of the city, it's not because of anything other than the team and the people here. And so I have loved every minute of being here at this university, And so that's how I feel competing. I don't feel like I'm competing for myself. I'm competing for everyone else.